Greg, we're here in your hometown of Hendersonville, Tennessee, and the Beast of the Southeast Off-Road Race Festival is this weekend. Tell me about it.
So this weekend is, it's a dream. It started on paper. It was a lot of questions that I asked my fellow competitors and people around the world that were, looking for something different, and then trying to tie in a family atmosphere and multiple races all together in this one crazy weekend. So, we're here, and we have 13 races scheduled in 3 days, and basically 2.5 days, and we're excited about everything from start to finish.
Sounds like it'll be a lot of chaotic fun.
Yeah, controlled chaos is how I like to put it. But yeah, we're excited, and hopefully things will start off smooth and end even smoother. So it's our first go round, and a lot of nerves, like starting your first race as a pro or even amateur, but this one's a little bit more dear to heart, and there's a lot of passion that has gone into building this race.
For training, I know you have a slightly different situation than a lot of the other pros out there on the line. Why don't you tell me about what a standard day is for you?
Well, a standard day, that's a loaded question. How long do we have? My days usually start pretty early, around the 5 a.m. to 5:15 start time for the day. Typically, if I'm traveling for work, working in an operating room, sometimes I can drive that morning, or sometimes I'm in another city. Typically, I average, I think last year I averaged about 55,000 miles in my car alone. So I work really hard. I cover 2.5 states as a medical device manager. And then I found this whole passionate sport called triathlons that I try to fit in as well. So yeah, my training is interesting. I have a great coach, and he's understanding now that, it isn't about all this big giant quality or quantity. I have to make, when I'm allowed to train, I have to make it count. So yeah, I start early in the morning, and typically help out putting my kids into school and breakfasts and lunches and stuff like that. And then my wife leaves and I leave, and it's kind of, again, controlled chaos like this weekend. But then, depending on the day, a typical day will look like, work 5 to 6 hours, maybe sometimes 8 to 12 hours in the operating room, working with my sales reps, sales meetings, dinners, etc. And then, hopefully, if I can make it home, I'll see my children before they go to bed. And then it's funny, my wife actually laughs about it a lot. She's like, I'm exhausted. It's 9:30 or 10, and I said, yeah, so am I. And she goes to her room, which is to sleep, and I go to my room, which I call the ninja training room, and I suffer in my basement in a room. So I have a Vasa trainer, I have a treadmill, and a bike, all in one room, and I just, whatever my coach says, I attempt to get it if I don't fall asleep before I finish my workout. So
well, it seems to be working for you well so far. You're crushing it out there. So
yeah, I mean, last year was the best year of my life, and so I figured I wasn't busy enough, so I figured I'd start a whole new series.
So a lot of endurance athletes will use music while out training or before a race to get themselves pumped up and get into the zone. Tell me a little bit about what's on your playlist.
I have a few artists on my playlist, but typically it's hardcore rap music. There's a lot of Lil Wayne or Eminem or Drake Radio, or Pandora's my new best friend. So kind of once you pick a few of those songs, it kind of just rinse and repeat. But I don't listen to the words as much. I kind of laugh about the words, just what those guys grew up. Like they talk a lot about their lifestyle and their struggles and this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying I had big struggles growing up, but I can relate a bit. So it means a lot to me when I kind of hear them describe what their lives were growing up. But on top of that, it's the beat, it's the bass sounds, it's very similar to just a cadence drill. So you can get into a really good rhythm on a high upbeat, good rap song. So I enjoy that, and yeah, I mean, my kids would come out and sing some Nelly for you if you want me to. So yeah,
I'd have to try that out.
yeah.